We're about to cover some of the most insane gains and losses from Wall Street Bets. Like a trader who gambled his way into a Robinhood account deficit, a trader who lost over $179K in 1 week, and much more. To kick things off, we have North Significance 10 posting a Robinhood screenshot, showing his account is down over $78,000, negative 99.99% all time. After a steep initial loss, North took a break like a rational person. Upon his return, he had some luck at first, but only went on to lose everything. He's not finished yet though, he still has $4.82 left to go. Next we have Sergeant Gutter taking out a $2,000 personal loan to trade the recent volatility. Sergeant Gutter bet the market would fall by purchasing both SPY 395 and SPY 390 puts, expiring December 30th and January 20th. Fortunately for him, SPY plummeted, leading to a gain of over $14,800 in just 1 week. Users on WallStreetBets told him to sell and never do that again. By the time he sold his December 30th puts, he was up over $18,000. Sergeant Gutter now plans to pay off his $2K loan and celebrate the gains. Next we have Financial posting a Robinhood screenshot, showing he took an over $21,000 haircut in 1 day due to his SQQQ calls. SQQQ is a 3 times leveraged inverse ETF that tracks the NASDAQ 100. Financial's calls don't expire until March and April 2023, so many users were curious if he was planning to hold or just take the huge loss. He assured everyone he was holding strong, despite this $20K kick in the nuts. Luckily for him, by December 15th, SQQQ had rallied up to over $48. Financial's account quickly bounced back, from about $38,000 to over $61,000. Despite his overall gain not being the largest, Financial feels relieved that he was able to avoid this massive loss. He now plans to only hold SQQQ shares to minimize his exposure to future bull activity. Next we have iHasQuestions posting a screenshot, showing he's up over $17,000 on his Carvana puts, and up over $18,000 on his Open Door Technologies puts. He says every other time he's bought options they've just expired worthless, so he was unsure what to do with these. His puts don't expire until February 17th, so he now plans to close the position on February 16th because he doesn't want to get FOMO from selling too early. He says he took this position because it looked to him like the housing and used car markets had peaked. Many users encouraged him to take profits, but that's a foreign language on Wall Street Bets. Next we have Logical and Witty posting a screenshot from Fidelity, showing that his account would have had an additional $25,000 if he hadn't even invested his contributions at all. Fidelity kicked him when he was down by showing him this chart, but Logical and Witty can always get his revenge by sending them a screenshot of their stock price over the past year. Next we have Tough Love 439 showing he's down over $179,000 in just 1 week. Tough Love 439 had been having great luck recently, and managed to rake in well over $150,000 profit in the prior days with his SPY puts. Unfortunately for him, he continued to YOLO until his account was wiped out. In order to get his account back in the green, he's now decided to take out a $50,000 personal loan to trade options with. Users on Wall Street Bets agreed that he doesn't need a loan, he needs a miracle to get back. Many others suggest he called Gamblers Anonymous. Next we have Redlegs21 wanting his $67,000 back for Christmas. Unfortunately for Redlegs, Robinhood doesn't have a return policy. A series of poor options trades on SPY, QQQ, Amazon, Tesla, Apple, and more led to his account's downfall. He mainly traded calls and puts on SPY and UVXY, with his expirations only 0 to 3 days out. Despite his account continuing downward, Redlegs decided to endure the pain and keep on trying. He believes losing like this is worse for your body than drinking and smoking cigarettes every night. He only has $432, but he's hoping there might be a chance he makes it all back. Next we have Zeppius also asking if there's a chance he could recover his losses. Zeppius is down over $53,800 on Robinhood, nearly a negative 68% return all time. Users on Wall Street Bets agreed that traders usually never recover after losses like this. Instead, they suggested that he saved 25% of his salary for a couple years. They also provided some other creative ways he could recoup his losses. Next we have Accidental Negligence posting an account value screenshot, showing he was at $250,000 back in December 2021, but has since tanked to under $25,000. When Accidental Negligence was on top, he felt like a genius. His successful friends told him that keeping more than 10% of your worth in cash is unwise. So instead of taking profits, his diamond hands led him to lose his gains throughout all of 2022. He says he learned his lesson the hard way and may be taking a time out from trading. He could have sold at $250,000 and rebought now, but he says that would have been too easy and no fun. Next we have Jetaway, whose gains we've already covered in a recent video. Jetaway had managed to turn $7,000 into $177,000. The user Played Key predicted that Jetaway would quickly end up losing it all. And Jetaway did exactly that in less than a month. He was doing well until mid-November, when some poor plays on SPY, Manu, and AEO led to his $177,000 downfall. His initial investment was only $7,000, so he's trying not to worry about it too much. After wiping out over $177,000, Jetaway says he's still not quitting options. He said he didn't sell because heroes are made from courage and sacrifice. $170K was not his goal. Next, we have Minky Boodley posting an account screenshot showing he's gone from about $3,000 to $33,000 in just 6 months. Despite this huge gain, Minky Boodley isn't even back in the green yet. Prior to this, Minky Boodley started with $36,000 and got REKT trading Riot and Mara like a degenerate in the first half of the year. So he went back to the drawing board and decided to not trade super volatile stocks anymore, and to only buy options that expire further out. Minky Boodley's new strategy was to trade PayPal, a stock he's been following as it headed downward in his channel for the past 5 months. When the stock price bounced down off resistance, he bought 1-month out puts that were only about $5 out of the money. Then when the stock price hit support at the bottom of the channel, he switched to calls for the bounce upward. He didn't make many trades and only held his options for a max of about 2 days. He typically bought them at 3:59 p.m. and sold the next morning at 9:30 a.m. His strategy paid off, and he was able to make almost a full comeback. Next, we have T-Man Smooth posting a Robinhood screenshot showing his balance is negative $22,788, after he lost over $47,000 in just 1 day. Prior to losing everything, his account was up to over $68,000. But he decided to keep gambling because $1 million was his goal. So he YOLO'd his entire account on SPY options, and it didn't end the way he wanted it to. As it turns out, the money he was gambling with wasn't even his. He had made a $10K instant deposit to Robinhood from a bank account that only had $2 in it, then doubled it by margin. Other than just deleting the app, he has no idea what he's going to do now that he's $22,000 in debt to Robinhood. A user on WallStreetBets explained what will likely happen if he ignores this debt. Robinhood is going to ask him for the money, and possibly try to withdraw it from his account. Eventually, his debt will be sold to a collection agency that will try to recover a percentage of the money. If he still can't pay, he could be taken to court, have his wages garnered, and any assets he owns liquidated. Unfortunately for him, this could destroy his good credit, which he says he needs for school loans. So hopefully T-Man Smooth is able to figure out a way to pay off this debt so it doesn't end badly for him. Thanks for watching this WallStreetBets recap video. Be sure to subscribe and check out our WallStreetBets playlist for more videos like this.